Trees have been an important part of my life since I was very young. From working in the shelter belts and planting young trees to hunting and fishing, trees have played a very special part in my life. Trees are beneficial to our environment and provide a spectrum of recreational opportunities. Many of my fondest memories involve trees. So today, I'd like to talk about how trees have impacted me specifically and how they've changed my life. So, what does a tree do for me? Trees have a large impact on our world's environment. Their primary function is producing oxygen and decreasing carbon dioxide levels. However, they have many other uses here on Earth. People often use trees to shade their homes and lower cooling expenses. By keeping the direct sunlight off of my house, it stays dramatically cooler during the hot summer months. Not only can trees be used for their beneficial shade, but they can be good for soil health as well. Trees help to replenish important micronutrients that other plants can deplete from the soil, and a healthy soil creates a healthy next generation of plants. Contrary to what other people might believe, forest fires can be beneficial to soil health as well. When trees burn, the resulting ash contains nutrients that can be easily absorbed by the first generation of plants that sprouts after the fire. I've witnessed this process firsthand in Custer State Park after the recent fires there. I know that trees have important benefits that impact people, animals, and the environment. I helped plant and maintain a shelter belt on our family farm for cattle protection and to hold snow. I also planted some young trees on the hillsides of our property to prevent erosion. Through these acts, I've had a positive influence on my environment. I've also come to appreciate the recreational value of trees. The Black Hills is one of my favorite places, and the trees are the main reason why. Many of my fondest memories center around our family's cabin in Custer State Park. My great-grandfather built the cabin from trees harvested on site. It's a special place for our whole family to gather. Sitting outside the cabin, it feels like you're in an untouched section of nature where you're able to fully relax. I've always enjoyed sitting out there and hearing the wind whistling through the tall ponderosa pine trees, or hearing the squirrels chattering to each other high above you. Down by the creek that runs next to the cabin sits an old fallen tree. If you climb up onto it, that tree becomes the perfect place to sit and fish into the pool below. I've spent hours on that log and have many memories catching trout from the stream. Hunting also plays a big part in my life. From mourning doves and pheasants to deer, I often find myself walking through trees in an attempt to flush the wildlife. Trees provide the habitat and cover that the species need to thrive. Birds can also use trees for nesting and roosting. Some birds will even use trees as a perch so they can better see their prey. Trees can also provide animals with a useful food source in the form of fruits and nuts. Browsers like deer will eat young branches right off the tree. All of these foods are high in essential nutrients for wild animals. Trees truly are some of nature's most versatile organisms because animals can use them in so many ways. Just like trees can provide a food source for animals, they can do the same for humans. I feel very fortunate to have an apple tree in my backyard. Picking the apples can be a fun experience for the whole family. And not only do we enjoy eating the apples, but the homemade juice we make from them is like nothing you can buy from a store. It's a long process, but in the end, it's worth it. Similar to how trees can provide habitats for animals, they can provide a form of habitat for humans as well. One of my favorite things to do as a child was sitting in the shade of the big tree in front of our farmhouse with a popsicle in my hand, enjoying a hot summer day. The shade of that tree made the summer heat bearable. Another one of my favorite things to do as a kid was going to the local lumber yard and digging through the bin of scrap wood. I was looking for anything I could possibly find to construct the project I'd imagined. I remember making some pretty crazy ideas, like a human figure with rotating joints so it could actually move, or a birdhouse with a deck attached so the birds could sit out. I have to thank trees for the material that made those fun projects possible. So, what do trees do for me? Trees are special to me because of the environmental benefits they provide, the recreational opportunities they create, and the memories they invoke. Trees have had an incredibly positive impact on my life. Thank you.